Hi, I'm Jenny Ray, the Managing Director of Management Consulted, and I'm here today to talk about warm networking. We're in our advanced networking series, and as I'm talking about warm networking, I want to talk about how you convert someone that you already know that has insight in or is currently working for a consulting firm to a proactive contact that will refer you. And specifically, I want to talk about 3 pieces of the process so that you can understand how everything works together, and then 4 guidelines. So the 3 pieces of the process are pretty straightforward. First, you want to reach out to them by email. You want to set expectations about what you're planning to do and also ask them for a call. In the second step of the process, in the call, you'll use that as an informational interview. We're going to cover those in depth in another separate video. But in that informational interview, your goal is to highlight your benefits that you're going to bring to the firm and also drive the process to a referral. What the referral is what if someone is actually advocating for you inside the firm. So they're talking about what the specifics are that are really beneficial about your application and why a firm should interview you. It's beneficial to know that this process happens because a lot of warm contacts are warm for a reason. They're actually somebody that you know really well, and you should still go through the process of making this formal. You want to get straightforward with them, but you don't want to get awkward. So you don't want to get into a situation where you're keeping things too informal and then you can't ask directly for what you need, and you don't want to make it too formal of a process as if you don't know them. So it's just helpful to be straightforward, but pretty formal as you're going through this part of the process. There are 4 key guidelines that are important to think about when you're going through a warm networking contact. And this will just help you in your strategy to determine how you can both best present yourself and also how you can best equip them to be a strong referrer for you inside the firm. So the first thing is that you need to have a strategy. A lot of people go into the networking process relying only on the relationship. But what's important is that somebody is able to advocate for you and that they have all the material that they need to do that. They need to know things that they already know about you, areas that you are excellent, and things that they might not know, awards that you've won, or places that you've worked, or things that they might just not have all the specifics about. So make sure that you give them everything that they need to talk about the story. Also, make sure that you approach them early enough so that you're not infringing on their personal time or their really busy season, so that you're able to establish in stone your intentions and really follow through with your strategy as you go through the process. The second thing that it's helpful to know, beyond always having a strategy, is that you want to make the contact your advisor. Consultants love to advise people. So if you ask them questions where they're just giving you rote information, that's not interesting to them. You don't want to ask them transactional questions. You want to ask them questions that say something like, I am planning to do this, and this. Here's my strategy. What do you think about it? Is there a way that I could make it better? If they have the opportunity to say, wow, that's a great strategy, you've impressed them. If you don't have a strategy or you don't have a good strategy, it gives them the opportunity to jump in and kind of change the course of your ship. So they're helping to determine your fate, and they get very invested in the outcome of your process when they serve as an advisor to you. So make sure that as you're asking them questions, you're setting your intentions up in front and making them your advisor, not just asking those transactional questions. The third thing that it's important to know is that you want to ask specific questions. So you don't just want to say, tell me a little bit about the firm. You want to say, tell me 3 things that you really enjoy about working at the company. Remember, networking is 2 ways. It's to help them have everything that they need, but also to help you have everything that you need to make a smart and intelligent application, to build a tailored cover letter, to prepare for fit interview questions about why you want to work at that firm. And that process starts with the goldmine of information that's available to you in this warm networking process. So make sure that you're not just asking general questions, but asking very specific questions, things that the answers to will be useful to you as you go through the process later. And then finally, drive the conversation to a referral. When somebody is actually going through the process of warm networking with you, they're likely to already plan to refer you, but sometimes it's just helpful to ask to make sure that expectations are clear so that you're not expecting them to refer you when they're not prepared to do that. So a way that I always like to ask that is, have I given you everything that you need to make a referral for me? Or is there something else that I could do to bridge that gap? When I ask that question, I'm able to both drive to, hey, I'm interested in having you refer me. I want to make sure that you're comfortable with that. I would really like for you to do it, but also I want you to have everything that you need to do that successfully. So if there's something that I haven't done or a way that I have not convinced you, let's take the time to do that. So make sure that you keep these 4 guidelines in mind when you're converting somebody who's just a friend or an acquaintance and a warm networking contact to someone who will actually serve as a referral to you and an advocate inside the firm. If you've got questions about networking, make sure that you check out our website at managementconsulted.com.